Salamary of slavery.
Yo! Okay, as a matter of fact, maybe let's just take this, let's just move this out of here.
It was like something like that.
Any fucking way. We're gonna have a good time.
Hell yeah.
All right, higher on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Higher is NWA. Because Higher was made in the same circumstances that NWA was made. Evan is my bro, you know, and from day one when he came up with that idea, I was right there with him, you know. And I think that that idea of brotherhood and camaraderie is something that speaks about Higher and also speaks about NWA. Higher was as much a part of NWA as NWA is as much part of Higher.
Yeah, no, that was like a hostile takeover. Like, I didn't choose Higher, Higher chose me. Higher was created by my homies J-Rue and Drew. And no matter what, they were gonna be involved in the show. Didn't matter if they were with Higher or not, like they were gonna be involved. It just so happened that they had an organization that would allow NWA to expand.
When Drew and I sat and talked about it, it was a no-brainer to kind of talk to Evan about being a part of NWA and how can we help NWA and how can NWA help us.
Listen, NWA 4 was the biggest NWA, and it was potentially one of the biggest comedy shows at Emerson College, and that would never happen without Higher and the help of the people.
Like I said, going to that first show, I saw something.
So you're not going, Evan?
And Higher was just starting, he was just getting off the ground. It was more so still an idea than it was anything concrete. And we understood that NWA is what we want to do from an organizational standpoint. We want to galvanize people of color here on campus to be a part of things, to get access to opportunities, to go beyond like the limits that they had already given themselves, because part of being an artist here is, and that's for anybody, but I think in particular for people of color and marginalized groups, is you give yourself limits. You tell yourself what you can't do. We wanted to, with Higher, encourage people to go beyond those limits that you might have given yourself. Say that I will direct something. I will try stand-up comedy. I will produce something. I will curate some type of content that is galvanized and appreciated here on campus.
When I came to Boston, I realized it's a very white city. But you know what's whiter than Boston? Emerson.
What is Emerson's biggest issue as it relates to ethnicity and diversity?
When I first started working about 10 years ago, I had students come to, well, a student came to me and say, how come there's not many more languages than just Spanish or French? How come there's not more classes that are geared towards Black or Hispanic in media? She noticed it. She saw it on the paper. She wanted to be able to talk about it in class. She wanted a place and a space to be able to do that. She wanted a teacher to help her, to guide her through what she wanted to do, but she couldn't find it.
It's sort of a cycle, if you will. So by not having students of color here, by not having faculty and staff members of color here in significant numbers, or for that matter, even in moderate numbers, we don't attract individuals from those backgrounds because folks don't see themselves here. They don't see this place as some place that is for them and that is home for them.
Well, the main issue, and one which gives me the most pain actually, is we have students who feel that they are not full citizens in the college.
I'm not angry, but I'm tired. Not even just tired, exhausted.
That their agency is incomplete, that their experiences are incomplete, that they are not able to bring their best selves to the college in terms of learning and growth.
We are the ones who are battling it out every day trying to make this school a better place.
And that's the big takeaway. And if you're distracted by a lot of these issues, it makes it really hard for you to learn and to grow.
And I try not to be so focused on it and conscious of it. I try to just live my life, but
it's like an everyday thing. It's like an added element to your life.
People look at you, people have expectations of you, and you can kind of feel that judgment, even when it's not said.
You can't, recognize whether or not it's intent, like that's the intent of your professors or the intent of your classmates to make you feel like you don't belong. But that's ultimately how you're gonna feel.
We pay for education, not for discrimination. We pay for education, not for discrimination.
You're not supposed to be a political activist and a student. You're supposed to be just a student, but sometimes you turn into that just based off your experiences.
What did you take away from these students' protests?
Well, I took away a lot, knowing that these are students of goodwill and sincere, that they are doing everything they can do to push the administration and the college to do better.
There are faculty, and for that matter, there are staff who just don't understand what it is to be a person of color.
There are faculty members and staff members that if they don't have a certain understanding or feel like they have a responsibility in helping the cultural aspect of this community, not just the academic, because I feel like, especially with faculty members, they come in with an idea. It's like, look, I'm here for academics. I'm here to teach. I'm here to impart whatever wisdom that I feel like I need to impart, and that's it. Not understanding that there's a lot more that they need to bring to the campus, and the things that they teach and how they teach it affects all students.
Every semester, there's at least one situation where I have to teach someone. There's at least one class where I have to be the one educating. It's just a reflection of our society.
So when you go to an art school like this, being a person of color is hard because you have to really put on your bifocals to find a space where you can get access to opportunities and prosper and feel like you're around people that share similar experiences and common interests on things.
It's an interesting bubble. It's a white school in a white city in a white part of the country, right? So.
This is Emerson. We are Emerson. At the end of the day, I'm angry, and I'm allowed to be angry.
And I'm going to run for office, and I'm going to heal my hometown, just like I'm going to try to heal Emerson College.
We see these things happening, and if you don't say anything, you are just as bad.
We occupied the faculty assembly because we are calling for cultural competency change that has not occurred in the 2 years since the 2015 protest.
We carve out communities for ourselves, and then we fight tooth and nail.
We love y'all, but we know that more can be done.
I am tired of my brothers being senselessly killed. Every 28 hours, I lose a brother, a son, a friend, and a little piece of myself. Demonizing blackness, creating self-hatred within.
I would like to accept this award, yes, on behalf of anti-respectability. Y'all some punks, fulfilling your color quota by asking all the minorities to perform at once, thinking that we should be grateful, be nice, stay in line, be thankful. We are not your checked box for diversity. Inclusion goes further than
cisgendered white male host alongside a blonde, a redhead, and a not too thick.
Oh, but not too thin.
Not too dark.
And not too light black woman.
This is not an ovation.
And the Evie goes to Andrew C. Lawrence, AIDS Problem.
Jose Garcia y Evan McDonald for Pop the Block.
Ty Grayson for Aaron.
Malachi McDonald, night shift.
And you know what? The industry needs to change, and we're the ones that are going to change it.
Wow, all glory and honor to God.
Thank you to every artist of color who attends this school and persists and persists and persists. Thank you very much.
This award is for the many young black adults who could very well be in my shoes today on this Evie stage.
Because so few folks have gotten through, if you will, and we know that it's incredibly important for us to see ourselves represented in positions, certainly from the time that we're children, small children on, because it helps to expand our imagination of what's possible. And again, I think that is sort of the biggest struggle and the biggest challenge is, I've heard it called an imagination battle. We lack the ability to imagine truly what's possible for us beyond the status quo.